Alright guys, so we're still in the nature preserve, and what I want to show you is check out these crabs. We're up in the mangroves, and these crabs have crawled off the mangrove trees. It'll hide when I walk by it probably. These little crabs, they have climbed off these trees and up onto here. So right now the tide is out and it's really shallow waters. The sun's coming up here and I can see perfectly down into the water. So if there's any saltwater fish, I can definitely show you those. We're out on this little boardwalk trail, and you know, so apparently the mangrove trees here, these ones, they're called red mangroves, and they can live in salt water, and they can live in high pH water also, very hard water. And there's also another kind called a black mangrove that lives more inland, and there's also a white mangrove at higher elevations. So these swamps form kind of a dense tangle, and eventually the trees that are growing on the shore like that, you can see down in here, there's just crabs everywhere, and oysters, that they form land of their own eventually. So that's kind of cool. And then in here we've got eelgrass and all sorts of kelp and things like that, and that is where you'll get a lot of fish feeding. You get a lot of pipefish. And then where it's sandy out is where you're going to get the stingrays. And right now, it is the time of year here where the stingrays are reproducing. So, kind of cool. And the other cool thing here is, if you haven't ever been to Florida or somewhere like this, here's a good example of how mangroves use oysters to make new land. So it's similar to a coral reef, very similar. And they both need one another for all the critters in the jungle to kind of work together, which is really cool. And the palm fronds that wash up, you know, this can start to create actual soil after a while. So down here, there's tons of mullet. You can see the fish, they'll jump, but they've clouded the water down here, and I don't know what you guys can see of this, so I apologize if you can't see the fish, but maybe this side would be better. Here comes a big group of young fish being chased by a larger fish, which is pretty cool to watch. They move, you know, as a swarm, as a school, and you definitely get a lot better sense of that in the saltwater fish. Oh, here's some stingrays passing right now. Check this out. They look like they are flying. They're so beautiful. If you can make those out in the water down there, they just look like little tan colored things going by. And right here we've just got an endless amount of little baby, what are they? Maybe pickerel or some sort of like sardine. They're probably some sort of brackish water fish, because they're definitely going up into the streams and runoff creeks, and there are just thousands of them. So I don't think that they are fry. I think that they are actually full-grown, smaller, short fish. So, and again, we are in the middle of the city, which I think makes this experience all the more unique and cool. I mean, you will see manatees and things like that dead smack in the middle of the city while everyone's driving to work right now. And I think that's just something really special. It's a really cool park, and I applaud Florida for the way they've done things. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, if you like it when I travel and maybe we get off the track of just talking about aquarium stuff, let me know, because I'm happy to talk about lots of, you know, biology, ecology, and life at large on this planet. It all works together, and even if we can't capture a mangrove system in our aquariums, I think it's helpful to look at the patterns and try to recreate what would put our fish at ease, especially if you've got fish from Cambodia or Thailand that can live in brackish water, for instance. Now you know you could do something like an oyster and mangrove setup, and that would be completely natural for them, and you might get some behavior that you've never seen before. So again, please like, subscribe, and share if you find this interesting. If you're from Florida, I'd love to hear your opinion on things. It's weird that there's these houses worth millions of dollars across the way, and all these tourists and things, and bridges and skyscrapers off in the distance, and then you've got this park with all these beautiful fish and alligators and turtles and just about everything you can think of. Right now it seems as though we might have a manatee, but I'm gonna have to save that for the next video. So again, take care of yourself, take care of your tanks, and I will talk to you next time.